Hello, everyone. This is Whitney Will from Star Hearth Astrology, and today I'm going to be talking about the week ahead. So, this is my weekly check-in where we talk about the astrology of the week to come. And this week is a big week, one of the bigger ones, I think, for the year. So, let's just kind of take a moment and drop into where we are in the astrological landscape. So we are in the dark phase of the moon. So the moon went into its balsamic phase on Tuesday, April 26th. We have a new moon on the 30th. That's a solar eclipse. And so we're in the sleepiest, oldest wisdom crone phase of the moon right now. So if you're feeling very tired, if you're feeling exhausted, pushing your way through this week, that would be very appropriate. It's time to quiet things down, to clear the mental chatter as best we can, and to listen to the deeper voices inside. And they will have many potent things to say because it's eclipse season. So we're heading into that. Now, that's where we are in the lunar cycle. But we also crossed a significant threshold on Tuesday with regards to the Mercury cycle. And that was that Mercury entered the shadow of its next retrograde. So it doesn't go retrograde until May 10th. Just double checking that. But it has entered the shadow period. So, this is the first pass over the degrees that it's going to retrograde back over. And so from now until May 10th, we kind of get the introductory themes. And now, as I talk about in my video that covers all of the Mercury retrogrades of 2022, which you can go check out to review this one, these Mercury retrogrades this year, they all start in air signs and they retrograde back into earth signs. And so one of the things that we have coming up this week is going to be Mercury shifting signs. So Mercury enters the shadow of its retrograde at the end of Taurus. And on Friday the 29th, Mercury enters Gemini. And I think this is really nice. I mean, Mercury in Gemini is very chatty. There's lots of ideas. There's more sharing. There's more social stuff happening, right? It's getting warmer in the Northern Hemisphere, and COVID, we seem to be emerging or in some process of that. So there's this relaxation. There's more social engagement. And so I think we'll see an expansion of that. And I think that part of the retrograde will be, about navigating those boundaries as communication expands. So that's part of what we're looking at. These videos cover the astrology from Thursday to Thursday. So this one we're looking at Thursday, April 28th until Thursday, May 5th. And so Mercury is going to trine Pluto on Thursday the 28th, and then on Friday the 29th, Mercury heads into Gemini and Pluto stations retrograde. And now to talk about a Pluto station occurring on one day is a little, because Pluto's moving so slow anyway. It's been slowing down even more for a long time. And so, math can designate Friday the 29th of April as Pluto's exact station. But no human eye unhelped could witness that. So what does it mean? I don't know so much. When the outer planets station retrograde and we can't see them, how much does it affect us? I think it's just this kind of tidal flow, this ebb and flow of the larger things that they represent, which go beyond the individual life. So expecting a Pluto retrograde to affect your individual life, for most of us, probably not, unless you have something at 28 degrees of Capricorn. and something personal there. So, like a luminary or your chart ruler or something. But they both kind of lend this like, okay, we get the sense that like something deep down is shifting. And we probably already have that sense because that is the sense that comes into play during eclipse season. Now I'm going to release a video, also probably the same day that this video is released, on Thursday, the 28th, that covers both of the eclipses and kind of gives a rundown of eclipse season. So I'll try not to go too much into that. Because on Saturday, right, we have the eclipses. We also have the Venus-Jupiter conjunction at 27 degrees of Pisces, one of the loveliest astrological things happening in 2022 and in a lot of years, because we have Jupiter as the traditional ruler of Pisces and Venus, the exaltation ruler of Pisces, and they come together in Pisces, doing great things, having really, really high hopes. And Venus, as the ruler of Taurus, rules this lunation, rules this eclipse. And so there's a lot of potential for beneficial things to come out of it. But when we're talking about eclipses, we're talking about things that are never what they seem, that hide and reveal things, right? That's what an eclipse is. It's one of the luminaries getting hidden. Excuse me. So they can be shifty. So be careful, This is, with this eclipse, we definitely want to look the gift horse in the mouth a little bit. Make sure that what we're letting into our life and what we're bringing in is as it appears. That we're not getting carried off on flights of fancy and not really understanding what's happening. It might happen anyway. It might teach you some deep things. So, but with eclipses, we just want to be careful about that. Then on Monday, May 2nd, happy May Day or Beltane, the fertility festival of spring, which actually astrologically wouldn't occur until the sun reached 15 degrees of Taurus, which will happen later on this week on Thursday the 5th, but we celebrate Beltane or May Day on the 1st, nonetheless. So on the 2nd, we have Venus enter Aries. So she's out of her exaltation. She's into new territory. Now she wants things. And we've just had eclipses that change the scenes and change the ways we are thinking about things, right? We're feeling shifts and we're having the personal planets shift as well. And so when the personal planets are shifting signs, we can see things in a little bit more obvious ways. So, right, things are becoming more personal. So Venus moving into Aries, right? She's much more action oriented. She's been, in Saturn signs for 6 months. And then she was in Jupiter signs, kind of trying to, getting super benefic. And now she's in Mars's sign. And that is about taking action. So I think there's a lot of shifts. It's not just that we have a new moon solar eclipse conjunct Uranus being like, hey, I'm going to switch things up during the shadow of a Mercury retrograde. We've also got Venus moving into Aries, and she will be joined shortly by Jupiter. But that's not for until next week, till 2 weeks. So the final transit that I think is really significant in the coming week is on Thursday, the 5th, the sun conjoins Uranus. And so we've got their annual conjunction, right? It happens once a year, but this is really where we kind of understand how much has changed in the past year and how far we still have to go. And so this one can really be like where the lesson hits home and we really change the plan and our sense of what we're doing and what the project is. So that's a lot of shifts. And I think that when I'm checking in here, things will look different, or maybe if they don't look different yet, they feel different internally. So I hope you stay grounded, but not too stubborn, not so stubborn that you're resisting change that is ripe to happen. Have a good week. I will be posting my eclipse video, so check that out, and I'll see you next time.